in the last exciting experiment in hydroponics. Is this stuff exciting? Oh, well, I think so. I grew fresh lettuce in my basement in the dead of winter. But this is not a tutorial. It's just a recording of what I did as an attempt to answer two questions. The first question was about the AeroGarden. Do the number of pods really matter? Instead of 2 tomato plants, I simply put 1. Would this result in more tomatoes per plant? And the results were? Well, it's kinda mixed. Initially, it was about the same number of tomatoes, around 50, and at some point it looked like the tomato plant was at the end of its life. Around the same amount of days when the previous 2 plants stopped flowering, I thought the single tomato plant was about to die. But no, it got a second wind, and it's been amazing. Look at this. It's a string of tomatoes, and they're big for cherry tomatoes. Here's an example of a larger tomato. It seemed like the single tomato plant produced larger tomatoes when compared to the previous tomato plants. There were smaller tomatoes too, as the single tomato plant produced tomatoes of various sizes. But I think the tomato plant with more space produced larger tomatoes overall. Also, the single tomato plant is still alive, so that's a big factor. Well, it was alive when this video was created. That's why if I grow tomatoes in this AeroGarden again, I'm probably not putting in more than 1 tomato plant. During the winter, with sub-freezing temperatures outside, I was growing fresh tomatoes. It was super minimal effort too. There was only a little pruning, along with refilling the tank with water and nutrients. Oh, and I got to use the AeroGarden Be the Bee pollinator. There's no wind in the basement, so that tech gadget helps the tomatoes to grow. I probably could have done a better job of propping the plant up, but I wasn't expecting such large tomatoes to appear suddenly. I like how it figured things out on its own by growing like a vine. This plant attached itself to the rails on the sides. With the lettuce experiment, I was also surprised. First, I started with a mason jar, but it was too tiny. Also, it was tough to clean after a grow session with the Kratky method. I did not eat this lettuce. It didn't look good enough. So I tried again. Here are 3 bottles of water. In each bottle I put a different amount of AeroGarden nutrients. 4 milliliters, 6 milliliters, and 8 milliliters. The too little nutrients is no good, as the plant won't grow. But too much nutrients will kill the plant. So I was trying to find the right number. The 2 grow lamps were placed over the lettuce plants, which created a sci-fi looking purple light. It also created a problem, as the middle plant wasn't getting enough light. That's something else I learned during these experiments. The position of the lights matter. A lot. Too far away is no good, but too close is no good too. My tomato plant seemed crowded, so I think I'd place the AeroGarden grow light just a little higher. This is what the lettuce plants look like under normal light. It was a really rich shade of green, even with the struggling middle plant. If the AeroGarden was super minimal effort, the Kratky lettuce was extreme minimal effort. Once it was set up, I basically did nothing. Nothing. Nothing! Do you understand this? I literally did nothing. Well, there was a blackout, so I gave them some emergency lighting. But other than that, I was just watching them grow. Sometimes I'd try to blow air at them, but that seemed futile. According to the photo data, the plants were started on December 11th, and they were harvested on February 18th. That's 69 days. Perhaps I left them too long, because at some point there was a problem. The tips of the leaves were starting to curl and brown. I'm not sure if that's a Kratky problem, or a lack of nutrients. I suspect the latter, as the water in all 3 bottles looked clear, and the middle plant didn't have that leaf problem. The roots looked pretty good. On the 8 milliliter plant, there was a little browning on the top of the roots, but overall it looked okay. Cleanup was not fun. It was mainly because of the AeroGarden grow baskets. It was tough to remove the plant from that piece. Being so constricted, I don't think this was good for the plant either. That part needs improving. There are some things I need to perfect, but overall, I can grow lettuce as much as I want, or as long as I want. That's nice. Also nice is that I ate the lettuce, and I didn't die. So that's good. And maybe it was my imagination, but the Kratky lettuce was slightly tastier than store-bought lettuce. Amazing.